Hello, this is Justin with Paradox Engine, and these are the top 5 Group Hug commanders. For those of you who don't know what this archetype is, Group Hug is the pinnacle of chaotic good in Magic. You are the person speeding up the game for everyone and making everything chaotic and fun. Group Hug involves giving everyone value. Everyone draws cards, everyone gets land from their library, everyone gets everything. Number 5, Quain, the Itinerant Meddler. Were you ever told the story of the turtle and the hare? Well, this card is what happens when the hare has been asleep too long. Quain is a legendary rabbit wizard that costs a blue and white mana to cast, and has an activated ability tap. Each player may draw a card, and each player that drew a card this way gains 1 life. This wily rabbit gives everyone a card advantage, while also being an aid to players' life totals. Like all good Group Hug decks, they have to have a win condition. Quain wins by drawing every card in his library and casting Thassa's Oracle, Isochron, Sceptor, or Dramatic Reversal. To continue untap Quain, have everyone else draw their libraries and pass the turn, only to see all of your opponents lose the game. Number 4, Braids Conjurer Adept. Braids is probably the worst commander on this list, but the value it brings everyone is really good for you and your opponents. Braids is a legendary human wizard that costs 2 colorless and 2 blue to cast with the triggered ability. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player may put an artifact, creature, or land card from their hand into the battlefield. This flashy wizard allows everybody to play their hands in one of the fastest ways possible. This deck wins by playing bigger stuff than your opponents. This deck plays all of the Eldrazi Titans, Stormtide Leviathan, and big creatures that cannot control the board themselves. Number 3, Corona False God. This card is the definition of being passed around. Corona is a legendary creature that costs 1 colorless, 1 white, 1 blue, 1 black, 1 red, and 1 green to cast, and has many triggered abilities. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player untaps Corona and gains control of it. The second triggered ability says, whenever Corona attacks creatures of the type of your choosing, get +3/3 until the end of turn. Corona takes combat to a whole new level. It makes everyone's attacks a lot better, and helps kill your opponents faster, because who is going to kill the player that is helping you win the game? Corona wins the game strictly through combat damage with your commander. There is no way around that. Number 2, Caneros and Tio of Miletus. In the story, they are brothers, but the art paints a completely different picture. Caneros and Tio are part human warrior with the triggered ability. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card. Each player may put a land from his or her hand into the battlefield, and then each player that didn't draws a card. The commander helps everybody speed up their game, whether it is drawing cards or ramping people. The cost to cast is 1 red, 1 green, 1 white, and 1 blue. To play it, and it generates just as much value as you pay for the mana cost. The deck wins by playing Prison and Aristocrat cards like Suture Priest. This deck is really fun, and I would recommend it to anyone who wants to play this archetype. Number 1, Griff. This Happy Hippo is by far the funniest Group Hug deck that you can play, and is the most competitive in this archetype. It generates value only to your opponents. Griff is a legendary creature hippo that costs 1 colorless, 1 green, 1 blue, and 1 white to cast. Target opponents put a 1/1 green hippo token on the battlefield. The next ability is for 1 white. Griff gains flying until the end of the turn. Target opponent gains 2 life. The last ability is for 1 blue and returns Griff to its owner's hand. Target opponent draws a card, and Griff wins the game by giving people hippos. Let me explain. You need the Suture Priest to give your opponent a hippo, triggering Suture Priest to deal 1 damage to your opponent, and trigger Intruder Alarm and untap all creatures. Then you add a green mana to your pool from the mana dork and active Griff again. It deals infinite damage to your opponents while also giving them hippos. This has been the top 5 Group Hug commanders. If we missed any of the Group Hug commanders that you think should have been included in this list, please leave a comment below. Remember to like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.